coming up, Iowa City is already gearing up for the 2020 presidential election.
And later, we tell you about a major anniversary happening on campus.
Coming up in sports, we have more on Iowa's loss against Wisconsin.
And for how volleyball and soccer did this weekend.
Rain? Did somebody say rain? You heard right. More on this week's forecast and weather.
All that and more coming up on this Tuesday morning edition of DITV.
Don't click away, it all starts right now.
Good morning and thank you for tuning in. I'm Anthony Caligiuri.
And I'm Becca Scadden. The next presidential election may seem far away, but candidates have geared up to make their stops around the country to begin their campaigns. Andrew Yang, a presidential candidate for the Democratic Party of 2020, spoke at the Iowa Memorial Union last night and sat down for an interview with Daily Iowa reporter Emily Wagan and Samantha Ostwick. The foot pedal stopped working.
And education for about 20 years.
Presidential candidate Young spoke on why he's already started the campaign process and about an issue college students can relate to.
And so I needed the time to introduce myself. But particularly for young people, I want to say the tuition, even at a public university like University of Iowa, tuition's gone up 250% over the last number of years. And it's really immoral what we've done to your generation, where we've loaded you up with debt. And then after you graduate, many people are going to struggle to find secure paths forward.
As Democratic nominee hopeful, he explained one of the issues on his platform.
What I'm calling the freedom dividend, which is to give every American adult between 18 and 64 $1,000 a month, $12,000 a year. And so that's the big sort of measure we need to take as a society to help Americans get through this technological and economic transition, but also to improve your lives and make it so that you can build a secure future.
Young people are a large audience for Young, as Laura Cordell drove 2 hours to bring her son to hear him speak.
My 10-year-old son, who even as young as he is aware enough about what's going on in our current political climate, and he's concerned. And so I wanted him to see a voice of hope, a progressive voice, a visionary voice, a proactive voice. And so this is actually the first time seeing Andrew Yang in person, so I was really here hopeful that what I had read about him and what I had seen was actually authentic and true, and we're really pleased.
Young had one last message to tell Iowans the importance they have in our election process.
I need your help to make the case for a new economy that puts humanity first. So thank you for this opportunity, and please do take advantage of your ability to change the course of history, because you have it and people in other states do not.
From the Iowa Memorial Union, I'm Samantha Ostwick for DITV.
Chris Whitmore is ready to continue the humane treatment of animals in Iowa City as the new Animal Services Coordinator. After the former coordinator Liz Ford recently resigned, Whitmore dominated a nationwide search to fill the position due to her commitment to the animal care field. With a degree in animal science and experience as a veterinarian technician, Whitmore aims to continue the work that Ford started, including the community cat neuter and spay program, a program that neuters feral cats and places them on farms to live as barn cats. For more, check out Kate Pixley's story in today's edition of the Daily Iowan.
This year, the Youth Advisory Council of the Stead Family Children's Hospital is celebrating their 20th anniversary with an initiative to have former and current patients provide input and planning. We have Daily Iowan reporter Jordan Prock now in the newsroom to tell us more. Good morning, Jordan.
Good morning.
Jordan, can you give us an overview of the council and some of the things that they do?
Yeah, so the council is comprised of young adults who are between the ages of 12 and 18, and they're either former or current STED patients, or they're siblings of former or current STED patients. And so the council works with child life specialists and other staff at the hospital in order to have some more input on how the hospital should operate with young patients, and some more design elements of the hospital as well.
And so far, what are some of the accomplishments of the council?
Yeah, so in the early 2000s, the council helped implement a feature that's used actually all across UIHC, which is the a la carte food service program. and that gives patients more accessible and convenient options for ordering food. And they also implemented the new playground at Stead. They had some say in designing the new hospital, and they were the ones who helped create Perky, Stead's mascot, which is cousin with Herky.
And lastly, what is the council hoping to accomplish as part of their 20th anniversary?
I think their big goal in general is to provide young patients with more fun and to give them more of a say in their medical care. They really want young adults' voices to be heard, especially because they're the ones who are going through serious illnesses or injuries at the hospital. And so I think the council is really working to give them more of an input and a voice in their own health care.
Jordan Prochnow in the newsroom, thank you.
If you notice that the Iowa River is higher than usual, don't expect anything to change. The Iowa Flood Center says that this September flooding isn't unusual anymore due to heavier rainfall, but Iowans should expect to still see flooding and high waters to become more of a common occurrence. Cedar Rapids is expected to be especially affected by the expanded flooding season and experience multiple floods throughout the year. With rain on today's forecast, be prepared to watch out as our river rises. Well, Becca, that's right. We don't want that river to rise too much because we know what flooding can do around here in Iowa City.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's been a few years since we saw a big flood like that, but I'm hoping nothing is coming around right now. But we'll toss it over to Kennedy in the weather studio. She'll let us know what we can expect with this rain.
You know, guys, we had a beautiful weekend with sunny skies and mild temperatures all the way into yesterday's marvelous Monday forecast. And as much as I would love for the weather to keep that same energy, it's just not happening. That's right, the rain is back with a vengeance. Today we will see a cool high of 75 degrees with cloudy skies during the morning hours, followed by thunderstorms in the afternoon. We will see a 100% chance of rain beginning in early afternoon, so make sure you grab an umbrella on the way to class. Tonight, we will see a high of 47 degrees with the rain cooling down by sunset. Now let's take a look into the extended forecast. Tomorrow, we will see mostly sunny skies with a high in the mid-60s and low in the upper 40s. Thursday brings us partly cloudy skies with temperatures peaking into the low 70s throughout the day and decreasing to the mid-40s at night. Friday, we will experience little sunshine with partly chilly high in the mid-60s and low in the 40s. We will experience some showers just in time for the weekend, as Saturday brings us a high in the 60s and low in the 40s with scattered thunderstorms at night. All right, there you go, Iowa City. I encourage you all to stay dry, and I will see you all next week. Guys, back to you.
University hospitals and clinics are making big strides yet again, and their fourth year of Magnet Designation Award for Nursing Excellence this year. The UIHC was the first in both Iowa and the Big Ten to receive the award back in 2004. The designated hospitals and clinics have over 100 standards to maintain through different nursing practices. For more information, check out reporter Kinsley Phipps' story in today's edition of the Daily Iowan.
With an average life expectancy of only 37 years, life with cystic fibrosis looks bleak. The University of Iowa Cystic Fibrosis Research Center is hoping to change that with their 5-year research grant that's being renewed for the second time this year. Awarded by the National Institute of Health, the research grant is allowing UI's Dr. David Stoltz and his team to find a cure for the disease and to understand its causes. Those scientists have found the gene that causes the disease. They're still working to find what causes it in people. The Carver College of Medicine reports that experiments on pig models have been crucial to discovering the impact of acidity and cystic fibrosis lung disease. Dr. David Stoltz also reports that the experimental pig treatments are successful in the clinical trials. Reporter Katie Pixley has more in today's print edition of the Daily Iowan.
Today is National Voter Registration Day, and with the November 6th election coming up, candidates of the Iowa Secretary of State are encouraging students and staff to register. Iowans are required to pre-register at least 10 days before primary and general elections, at least 11 days before all other elections. Over 300,000 Iowans are currently eligible to vote, but not yet registered. And Becca, I'm just going to go ahead and say that Saturday's game against Wisconsin, I'm going to vote and say it was pretty exciting.
Yeah, absolutely, Anthony. I was hoping for a better end result. It was so close there, but still a great game to watch.
Exactly. Let's toss over to Nicole and Alexis in the sports studio to tell us more. Guys?
It's definitely still hard to think about that tough loss over Wisconsin this weekend and how the Hawks let the Badgers get away with them late in the game. With more went wrong in the fourth quarter is DITV reporter Taylor Van Fleet.
It was looking like Iowa City might be celebrating a huge victory over number 18 Wisconsin on Saturday night. Things were looking good at halftime. The score was tied up at 7, and Hawkeye quarterback Nate Stanley threw for 110 yards and had 1 touchdown. The Hawks were able to carry that momentum into the third quarter, where they outscored the Badgers 10-7. But the fun would end there. Despite one of Nate Stanley's best performances of the season, the offense could not get the job done when they needed to. Wisconsin fought back and took the lead 21-17 in the fourth quarter, giving Iowa one last chance to make something happen in under a minute. Interception. Nate Stanley's pass deflected off of the hands of wide receiver Amir Smith-Marset and into the hands of Wisconsin's TJ Edwards.
We gave up a big play in that possession, and that was a tough play for us.
I just had to throw it a little sooner than I wanted to, and he probably threw a little too hard for the route that he was running, and unfortunately it just bounced off his hands.
There were other costly mistakes in the game, but that one happened in crunch time, and it seemed to determine the outcome as Wisconsin would take the ball over and immediately capitalize. Reporting from Kinnick Stadium, this has been Taylor Van Fleet for DITV Sports.
The Iowa's off this weekend, but they'll look to bounce back the road versus Minnesota on October 6th.
This past weekend, the Iowa volleyball team opened up Big Ten play when they took on Michigan State on Friday and Michigan on Sunday.
In the first set on Sunday, Iowa put the first point on the board following a Michigan error, but Michigan bounced back to take the first set.
However, the second was all Iowa, winning this one 30-28.
In the third, Iowa got off to a hot start with a 4-3 lead, but they fell short as one of the Wolverines took the set 25-23.
And in the final set, Michigan took control early and eventually won this set 25-22, and the match 3-1.
Big Ten opponents are going to scout you very meticulously, and so you have to really learn how to have a lot of different weapons. And as an individual player, you have to learn how to do more than one thing. And so we're seeing our team, I think, compete hard.
We just weren't consistent as a team. We had great moments, but we weren't consistent throughout, so that's what ended up being the costed us.
Iowa will be on the road this weekend when they face Illinois Friday night and Northwestern on Sunday.
And that's all we have for you today in the sports studio. Guys at the desk, back to you.
The popular diet company Weight Watchers is changing its name. Yesterday, the company announced that they'd be ditching their new title for something more simple, WW.
The company is rebranding itself as one that is not only recognized as weight loss, but also overall health and wellness.
The new tagline, Wellness That Works, aims to inspire customers to build healthy habits without necessarily focusing on weight loss.
The new mobile app, which will launch on October 4th, featuring a collaboration with Headspace, a popular meditation and mindfulness tool.
Thank you for tuning in to this Tuesday morning edition of DITV.
Be sure to head over to daily-iowan.com for all your latest news.
And if that isn't enough of the Daily Iowan for you, be sure to check out our print edition of the news on stands now. For DITV, I'm Becca Scadden.
And I'm Anthony Caligari. Have a great day, Iowa City. We'll see you back here tomorrow, same time, same place.